Hi and welcome back. Today I'm talking about a new show on Netflix called Alias Grace. Alias Grace is based on the historical novel written by Margaret Atwood, and she's the same woman who wrote The Handmaid's Tale. Alias Grace is about a murder that took place in 1843, and two people were convicted of the murder. They were Grace Marks and James McDermott. And Grace and James were two people who worked for a wealthy man. They murdered him and also his housekeeper, who incidentally was also his lover. This story is about Grace Marks, and she's in prison in Canada in the 1800s, in Victorian Canada. And she's been in prison for a while for this murder. And it's caught the attention of some local townspeople, specifically some well-to-do church people who would like to see her acquitted or released. And they hire a doctor who is basically a psychologist or psychiatrist. This doctor comes and interviews her about everything. And what he's trying to determine is not so much her guilt or innocence, but whether she is sane. Her guilt or innocence is in question because James McDermott actually committed the murders, but he said that it was Grace who made him do it, who convinced him to do it. So during this mini-series, Grace is telling her story to this doctor, and you have a sense that she may be telling it exactly right or maybe not. She says to him that, she may lie, and he said she may, and it's just this interesting thing of how she spins the tale for him, and it's also a journey of self-discovery for her, telling him the story of how she came to be in prison. And what he says he's trying to do is not so much determine her guilt or innocence, but determine whether she's sane or insane. And at this time, I don't know that insanity, it does not appear at this time that insanity is really a plea, that you would get out of anything for insanity, but that's what he's trying to figure out. And he's trying to, at the urging of the people of the church, trying to help figure out if there is a way to get her released from prison. There's so much to love about this miniseries. It is shot beautifully, the story is told beautifully. It could go kind of romantic, but it's about a murder, so it does have that bite and that edge. As an American, I don't know as much about Canadian history during that time. It was interesting to kind of see the similarities and the differences to how they were living. It also very much tells the story of how women are treated and how they're sort of second class and they're controlled and ruled by men, but they have their powers and they use what they have. And what Grace has is words. That's all she really owns. And in this story, as in life, she was kind of a star. She was a well-known character in her day, and she knew that. And the reason she was is because not a lot of women commit murders, and she was very young at the time. She was 16, and she was very eloquently spoken. And so she used her words as best she could. It was really all that she had. It also really depicts life in this time in a way that other shows don't. It's a little bit grittier. It is still very beautiful and gorgeous and all of that, but they talk in detail about sort of how to clean and the chores of cleaning and how much energy it really took to get things clean. And you would see things like bugs on the table and a bug on a chair, because this is the way they lived. There were bugs. They didn't everything wasn't glorious and beautiful. The psychological aspect of this is also very interesting, and I can't say much because I don't want to spoil anything, but this is a show that caused me to continue thinking about it even after I had finished watching it, and to have a strong desire to talk with people about it who had seen it, because there's so much there to pick apart and to see. I might even go back and see it again now that I know what eventually happens. It has a lot of layers, and it is really very, very well done. If you're looking for something that's really intense, high action, this isn't it. It is a psychological thriller. It has a lot of subtlety. A lot does happen, but it's presented slowly and methodically, and for me, that is very much what adds to its intrigue. So if you choose to watch Alias Grace, and I hope you do, I hope you enjoy it. I would love to hear what you think about it in the comments, or let me know if this is something you'd not heard of and may take a look at now. I'm Jill Maurer, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.